lives alone, is inside her kitchen when something truly bizarre is caught on camera. The following footage was suggested by Carlos Garcia via email, and according to him, the woman often hears strange noises late at night. Since there's no one else living with her, she decided to rig her entire house with cameras, just to figure out if she was imagining things, or if something else had moved in. For a while, everything seemed quiet, until one evening, when she stepped into her kitchen for some late night snacks. Something happened that sent her straight to the floor, and when you see it, you'll understand why she moved out the same week. Take a look. How would you fake the pulling of a ponytail on camera without the trickery being obvious? Unless she had tied her ponytail to a cupboard handle using a piece of string. But how would she have done that without anyone noticing something was wrong? Her hair would have been defying the laws of physics at the beginning while she was walking, if that were the case. While it makes no sense, there is a suspicious part of this video just before her hair is violently pulled. The camera drops slightly. It could be completely innocent, or perhaps something else that the hair-pulling poltergeist decided to tamper with. But was it a little too conveniently placed? Perhaps a perfect place to put a jump cut? What do you think? A poltergeist told me you enjoy scary videos like this, but don't subscribe just yet. We'll earn your subscription by the end of this scary compilation. Number 6. Sneak Attack. Benham and Mohammed have been visiting abandoned locations on their channel Dark Gate Aria for a long time. They've caught all sorts of strange phenomena, but nothing wigged them out, quite like the footage they caught inside an abandoned shed one evening. The pair had visited the location once before in a previous video, and they were able to capture a petrifying photograph, so they knew they already had an acquaintance there. Needing to know more, they left the area to go and interview a few locals about the place, which was when they came to a harrowing conclusion. Their research uncovered a cold case. According to the locals and the guys' research, the plot of land they were investigating had been the base kidnappers used to trap a small girl. The girl was reported missing for around 1 month before her body was found in a heap in the grass. They returned to the area to try and contact the girl or anything there to try and get some more answers, but they just ended up with more questions. While they were trying to figure out what they were going up against, they realised they had bitten off more than they could chew.
بنا خدا چیزی که احساس کردم من خدا پشت کمرم کسی زد پشت کمرت؟ به خودش احساس کردم مطمئنی؟ به خدا احساس کردم یا چته؟ به خدا چیزی من کشید بنا
Did you see that? If you missed it, don't worry, it's pretty hard to spot. So let's slow down and zoom in. What the hell is that? The pair felt something there, but didn't realise they had caught the flittering figure until after they watched the footage back. But clearly, they felt something because they both noticeably flinched. So what could it be? There's definitely a chance that the guys got spooked by their own flashlight, The colours and the movement would match up if that were the case. But whether or not the apparition was real, the horror story inside the building is more than concrete. Number 5. Confessions. This terrifying footage was caught in the Church of St. John the Baptist in Pisa, Poland. Still standing to this day, it's the oldest church in Pisa, dating back to the 17th century. While there are no easily retrievable horror stories coming out of the former Protestant place of worship, there is only one video from there that will make you jump out of your skin. One of the churchgoers was just doing a routine check as he was the last one out of the building. Feeling a little vulnerable all on his own, he pulled out his camera so he could assure himself everything was fine, but he ended up taking a huge paranormal punch in the face. The worst part is that it's in the confession booth. What the hell would that thing have to confess? It looks like a half-human face and half like some kind of cryptid. Granted, it could have been someone pulling a prank, but why were the thing's eyes so cavernous? What do you think? Number 4. Nocturnal creatures. We have featured in the Darks channel a good few times on here. The footage he captures is just so demented that we keep coming back. This time he is scoping out a house where jinns and demons are said to lurk inside, coming out after the blanket of nightfall to terrorize anybody who dares step foot on the grounds of the building. So this guy decided to get himself situated inside the house to get the full experience. As he stepped inside, he claims to have seen something on the wall that looked like an animal skin, which is a warm welcome, isn't it? But while he was explaining his findings to the camera, things had already started to take a turn.
Bayağı bir büyük ahır olsun, üst katı falan olsun. Şimdi hepsini size detaylı bir şekilde göstereceğim. Önce normal bir şekilde gezeceğiz arkadaşlar. Sonuçta buraya gelip de normal bir insan ritüel yapmıyor. Ama ben önce normal gezeceğim.
After being so rudely interrupted, he goes on to explain that the family who lived in the house before fleeing and leaving it abandoned had been hearing voices drifting through the rooms, and had experienced strange sensations throughout their whole time living there. They brought a priest over to attempt to cleanse the house, but it simply couldn't be done, leaving it a breeding ground for paranormal activity. After a quick search through all the floors, he set up some candles to perform a kind of ritual. He sits to recite the spells and make an invitation to the supernatural beings around him, which is when all hell breaks loose. How the hell didn't he hear any of that? Or if he did, he didn't show any signs that he did. Looks like whatever he was trying to contact accepted the invitation. After this, it's a waiting game to see what the supposed spirits can or want to do after being invited into our realm. As he explores the room, he lit the candles in. He realised he might have gotten himself in too deep.
Yani böylesi bir ortamda ya fark etmiyorsun bile o hızlı hızlı nefes alıp verdiğini. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Eyzi be Rabbin nas, melikin nas, ilahin nas, şerri vasvasılan nas, ellezi vesvesi ve nas. Arkadaşlar, siz de duydunuz mu bilmiyorum. Aha, aşağı geldi de. Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah. Muhammeden Resulullah. Şu aşağı geldi de. Yemin ederim. Bakın davetten sonra oldu. Şuradan göstereceğim. Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber. Hiçbir şey görükmüyor. Buradayım diyor. Bak şurada. Bak gel dedi. Kim var? Bak buradaydı. Buraya gel dedi.
The voice coming from downstairs sounds so deep and guttural.
Allahu Ekber.
According to the video, the voice was saying, "I'm here," and "come down," which couldn't be any more terrifying if it tried. We know there is nobody else inside the house with him. So who or what the hell could that be? When he goes to investigate, he finds nothing. But when he begins searching through the rest of the downstairs, he starts to hear that horrible growling voice coming from every corner he turns.
Ödüm koptu ya. Siz de inşallah duymuşsunuzdur ya da kamera o sesi almıştır. Aşağı gel dedi. Bakın aşağı geldim. İlk buradan geldi. Buraya gel dedi. Odaya girdim. Kimse yoktu. Sonra buradan geldi o ses. Ve davet şu anda açık arkadaşlar. Onlar yanıyor yukarıda. Arkadaşlar çekim süresi doldu. Tekrar başlattım. Fırtına sesini duyuyor musunuz ya? Bakın davet yaptıktan sonra böyle oldu. Şurayı bir daha göstereyim.
So, he's settled on the fact that this thing is almost definitely demonic. Beginning to get frustrated that he couldn't find any physical evidence of the being, he heads back upstairs, only to discover that the demonic entity was one step ahead.
Allah, bismillah. Bismillah. Gördünüz mü, mumlar uçtu. Benim çantama ne olmuş? Arkadaşlar bakın, çantamda lekeler var. Çantamda böyle leke yoktur da. Bak, bu hareket etti. Tam döndürdüm, hareket etti. Allah.
It sent him on a wild goose chase trying to find it somewhere, only to leave every room empty once he had stepped foot inside. But as he made his way back to the centre of the house, the activity all started to get a bit more physical.
Pencere kapandı. Burada bir şey kırıldı. Ne kırıldı ya?
That wasn't the worst of it though, because he looked back to the room where the animal hide hanging up, sensing something lurking inside, and his suspicions were unfortunately correct.
Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Arkadaşlar bakın, şu şey olan oda var ya, deri olan oda. Bakın orada bir şey bak, bismillah. Yemin ediyorum orada simsiyah bir şey vardı ya. Böyle birden gitti. Bak, o da hareket etti, deri de hareket etti. Bu deri hareket etti. Arkadaşlar şöyle etrafına.
How the hell did that happen? There's nowhere for anyone to hide or any way for them to run out of the room unnoticed. While the whole video is primarily things happening off camera, they still feel unexplainable. How could such an empty, rickety old house be full of so much chaos? Could the deep roars be that of the jinn or demon? Or could it be one of his friends with a megaphone or something? What do you think? Number 3. Disgruntled demons. The Other Side Paranormal are a group of 3 northern lads who just want to try and catch as much spooky content as they possibly can, which is why they always have time for a cheeky seance in the places they go to investigate. It's slightly better than a Ouija board, I guess, but while they were trying to communicate with a supposed shapeshifter, they realised they might have been a bit too personal with the questions.
Off the windowsill. No, it can be done. It got done last night for us. Just come and push it off, please. Right, for this. We know that you're here. We've been interacting with us so much tonight already. But we need something from you now. You mentioned there was a shapeshifter that you can change. Them must have shot off. It's the right question every time. This is why we do it.
But you didn't expect that scream to come out of him, did you? There couldn't have been a string attached to the object, because the 3 guys all sat in a circle right in front of it. We would have seen it, or at least one of them would have given some indication it was there. So what happened to it? They seemed convinced that the entity they were dealing with was a shapeshifter of some kind. Could the sheer mention of its name be enough to make it lash out? Number 2. Dance with the Devil. Wendy here just wanted to jump in on the viral TikTok dance trends. So when she filmed herself doing one just outside her closet, she hoped she would rein in millions of followers and views. And she did, but not for any of her sweet moves, however. She racked up the views for something much more sinister. Did you spot the hellspawn? Just in front of the blue tank, there's what looks like the shadow of a human head bobbing up and back down. It's super hard to spot if you don't slow down and zoom in. So this wasn't any kind of in-your-face paranormal activity, which begs the question, why bother faking a video like this if you're not even going to do anything showy, unless it's some kind of cunning double bluff? But Wendy seemingly had no idea it was there, and we haven't seen her mention anything about it since the video was uploaded. Maybe TikTok dances aren't her calling. Number 1. The Haunted Village. You probably know terrifying abandoned villages as famous game levels like Resident Evil or Silent Hill, but for adventurer Ala Al-Hamari, he doesn't need to pick up a controller to get his fill of rickety houses and things that go bump in the night. All he needs to do is take a left turn and he's right there. After hearing some local gossip that the village nearby was home to a load of jinns, he geared up and headed out. When he arrived, he spent some time trying to call out for something to give him a sign, and boy, did it do just that.
Bismillah. La ilaha illallah! La ilaha illallah! Allah. Bismillah!
You could say it's all a result of the wind, but if it were strong enough to pick up and move a load of hefty wooden structures, you'd be able to hear it whistling at the very least. And how come it was only targeting specific bushes? After cursing himself for not bringing any spare pants, he turned back around to face the building, only for things to have gotten 10 times worse.
أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء
Did you spot the weird shadow figure peeking out from the doorway? It pops its head out a few times. The only thing we can see is the silhouette and a strange white light. Could it be that thing's eye?
مو طبيعي يا جماعة، مو طبيعي المكان هذا. لا إله إلا الله، يا ويلي، لا إله إلا الله. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم، لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. أوف إذا في أحد المكان يطلع.
Seemingly, the rest of the spirits in the village joined in on the protest against him investigating, and the weird figure has somehow moved itself into the building behind Allah. This wasn't enough to kick him into motion, and he headed to a dilapidated tunnel nearby the buildings, which obviously harboured some more sinister shenanigans.
أنا ما جيت عشان أنسحب. هذا اللي فوق أنا ما جيت عشان أنسحب. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. اخواني اخواتي انا اعتذر منكم. نعتذر منكم.
The activity in the video could be viewed as a bit sus. The figures all look and act exactly the same. It seems almost scripted. But then, how does that explain all of the windows banging and the objects flying around? I guess we'll never know. Something was pressed against the glass, clear as day. But when they ran in to check, nothing.
I know you